with burning tips of tongues of fire that pervade the sky and radiate a circular halo of light. Blazing with light, Blessed Mārīcī holds in her first left hand a bow of immeasurable quality that is nocked with an arrow and drawn to her ear. The second hand holds Vasuki, who is coiled like a snake and holds a blazing thread. The third holds the Naga Takshaka with his Ashoka flower. She points the index finger of her fourth hand and holds Karkota with his noose. In her first right hand, she holds Kulika with his sharp blazing vajra that casts a fiery light. The second hand holds Padma with his arrow. The third holds Mahapadma with a needle and a thread that is coiled like a snake below him. The fourth holds Shankapala, who is wrapped around a hook. The Nagas bear their fangs, and their tongues are curled and twisted. The Naga Lord Supita looks out, illuminating the cardinal and ordinal directions with the radiant light of his jeweled venomous snake hood. His smiling face radiates a flashing light that spreads like the rising sun. His lips are like scarlet mallow and hibiscus flowers. His face is beautiful like a blooming lotus. His brow and nose are pronounced, and he has eyes like a blooming lotus. The right face is radiant white like a flower. Its white light is like a white cloud, and pure white like the autumn moon. The left face is blue and has a terrifying, wrathful expression. The brilliant light from its fangs is terrifying, and radiates outward like the horrifying light of 1,000 suns, as if one is witnessing the fire that consumes the world at the end of an eon. Its wrathful snarl is difficult to look at. Its eyes are casting a sideways glance, and their gaze terrifies the horde of Nagas. When it falls on them, they will look down and vomit water. A torrential downpour will fall from their abode in the heavens, and the entire earth will be saturated with a deluge of rain. Then the mantra Om Padakramasi Svaha emerges from the sun in the sky as before, along with the mantra Om Padakramasi Svaha, out of which a goddess with 4 arms emerges and stands in front of Mārīcī. She wears a yellow lower robe, upper garment, and shawl. She has the face of a boar with 3 eyes, is mounted on a golden boar, and is adorned with all her ornaments. She blazes like a fiery blue sapphire, and bares her fangs. Her brow is furrowed in a wrathful snarl, and her sideways glance inflicts pain on the Naga lords. She holds a blazing vajra and thread in her left hands, and a hook and needle in her right hands. Om Gulmaya Svaha. The goddess of the southern quarter appears in the form of a young girl. She wears a yellow silk lower garment and a blue upper garment and shawl. She has the face of a boar and rides a black boar. She has 3 eyes and is adorned with all her ornaments. One of her left hands has the forefinger extended and holds a noose, and the other holds a flowering branch. Her right hands hold a hook and a needle. Om Padamasi Svaha. The goddess of the western quarter has 4 arms and wears a blue and red lower robe and a multicolored upper garment and shawl. She has the face of a spotted boar with 3 eyes, and is adorned with all her ornaments. Her left hands hold a bow and a shoka branch. Her right hands hold an arrow and the chain hand mudra. Om Anta Dhanamasi Svaha. The goddess of the northern quarter emits a light the color of a pale green emerald. She wears a red lower robe, a red upper garment and shawl, and a girdle adorned with a serpent. She has 3 eyes, the face of a boar, and 4 arms. Her left hands hold a vajra and ringing bell and a needle and thread. Her right hands hold a noose and a hook. All 4 goddesses surrounding Mārīcī have matted locks bound up like a lord of Nagas, and their hair is decorated with a chaitya. Their own mantras are preceded by the mantra Om Mārīcī, from which Mārīcī has emerged mounted on a golden boar. Then he should imagine that the great Naga king Nanda, who is black, emits a blazing light in the east. He has 7 snake hoods, his Naga consort has 3 hoods, and both stand there holding a lotus. They present their gift below the goddess of the east, and their hair hangs down. Their venomous gaze sees all, and they wear a crown with a large jewel. They are adorned with their various ornaments, and the light of the jewel on their snake hoods overcomes all darkness. They hold the palms of their lotus hands together at their hearts. Since they are distressed and terrified of her, they vomit water from their mouths, and a torrent of rain falls from their serpentine heads. Vasuki is bright yellow, and in the southern quarter. Takshaka is white and red, and in the western quarter. Karkota is blue-green, and in the northern quarter. Shankapala is white, and in the southeast. Padma is light yellow, and in the southwest. Mahapadma is light red, and in the northwest. Kulika is blue, and in the northeast. The 4 protectors are also stationed at the gates in the east, south, west, and north. While reciting the following mantras, imagine that the goddesses subdue the Nagas in the ordinal directions, beginning with the southeast, and stand there in due order. Om Alo Hum Sava Nagan Akarshasaya Jasvaha. Om Talo Hum Sava Nagan Praveshaya Hum Svaha. Om Kalo Hum Sava Nagan Bandaya Ban Saha. Om Sachalo Samvamurtati Hum Sarvanagan Vasham Anaya Hosvaha. As it says, the place where the rite is performed should have the names of the 8 Nagas depicted in the aforementioned sequence. This ritual should be performed on an auspicious day when the moon is in the lunar asterism. Pusha. He should then be furnished with the 5 devotional offerings and unfurl the canvas for the painting. The artist should shave his head, maintain the precepts, and draw the painting in a solitary place that is covered by a roof. After the rite, he should hold a feast for the fully ordained nuns and young women. When there is a drought, an accomplished mantrin should raise his resolve by properly washing and purifying himself. He should drink milk, wear black robes, and associate with virtuous friends. He should build a dwelling at a spring, shrine, or any other beautiful location where a Naga's abode is within sight, such as the bank of a pond, lake, river, or pool. Then he should make a mandala with cow dung and set out the deity image by taking a multicolored flag, placing it at the top of a victory banner, and drawing the image on it. He should raise the canopy and draw a square mandala with 4 gates using a dye made of white and black mustard boiled in rice. The outer edge of the mandala is a great lotus. The 8-petaled lotus in the middle of a whirlwind, where the principal deity sits, radiates forth, and a vajra with the syllable Hom at its center blazes like the fire that consumes the world. He should make a Naga effigy using soil from the bank of a river that flows to the sea and dirt from an anthill, and place it on the 8-petaled lotus. The Naga should be surrounded by its retinue, and there should be Nagas seated on both sides with their palms together. The Naga should have the syllable Hom at its heart and the syllable Pu at its throat, and it should be wrapped in its beautiful tail. As it says, the light from the jewels on the snake hoods of the 8 Nagas is like an all-consuming fire. He should anoint its limbs with perfume and sandalwood, ornament it with a flower garland, and hang a long and short necklace on the effigy. He should scatter red, blue, and white lotuses and maloka flowers, set out 8 vases filled with water, light 8 continually burning lamps, and place them in 8 earthen bowls filled with milk. He should offer a delicious cake made with yogurt, honey, ghee, sugar, and grain as the barley offering, and purify it with incense and white mustard. Om Vanamasi, Om Namasvaha. Nanda is in the east. Om Kalasvaha. Vasuki is in the south. Om Susvaha. Kakota is in the north. Om Vamasvaha. Shankapala is in the southeast. Om Patsvaha. Padma is in the southwest. Om Daka Daka Pisisvaha. Mahapadma is in the northwest. Om Vasvaha Kulika is in the northeast. The essential hand mudra for all the Naga lords is as follows. Both palms are face up. Make the tips of the 2 pinky fingers like needle points. Align the ring fingers behind that. Align the tips of the middle fingers alongside the 3 joints of the ring fingers and bend the 2 index fingers and thumbs, making the shape of a serpent hood. For Yamantaka's hand mudra, place the palms of the hands together, place the middle fingers on top of the thumbs, and bend the 3 joints of the 4th fingers. His mantra is Om Yamantakaya Hom. Recite each prospective mantra while summoning with the hand mudra. After that, the vidyā holder should fill an unfired earthen bowl with milk and incant it with the mantra. He should then go into the water up to his neck, and with the pride that accompanies worshipping Mārīcī, he should invoke the Nagas and perform the recitation using the secret mantra described above. The accomplished mantrin should return, enter the deity's abode, coat white mustard, sea salt, and nerium flowers with black mustard oil, and perform a fire offering at the eastern gate of the Maṇḍala into a fire kindled according to the above ritual procedure in a fire pit made to the dimensions mentioned above. After that, the Nagas will send forth a torrential rain. To explain another application of the mantra, the syllable mam should be imagined in the center of the sky, out of which Mārīcī emerges in the form of a young girl with a yellow complexion who is adorned with all her ornaments. She has a blue lower robe and a multicolored upper garment and shawl, and she has the characteristic features explained above. She has 6 arms, her face is like a blooming lotus, and her lips are as red as scarlet mallow and hibiscus flowers. Her eyes are like blue lotuses, and the hair on her head is ornamented like a chaitya. Behind her is the moon and a chaitya that is beautifully adorned with part of a fully blooming ashoka branch growing out of its hollow. She is mounted on top of a golden boar. If he binds the middle of the boar with the mudra while reciting the mantra and visualizing the goddess who cannot be seized, cannot be bound, cannot be stopped, cannot be opposed, cannot be enchanted, cannot be cut by a blade, cannot be decapitated, cannot be injured, cannot be burned, and cannot be brought under an enemy's control, will move about among the enemy's ranks. He should perform the rite with this mantra. Om Mārīcī Vatali Vadali Varali Varahamukhi Savadushta Pradushtam Chakshurmukham Banda Banda Svaha. He should close his mouth and allow the breath to gradually slow until it stops. Hold the tip of the nose with his fingers, expel the breath from his nostrils, and then pinch them closed as he recites the mantra and recollects the goddess. He should recite the mantra 21 times over the hem of his lower robe, and then sit there with his mouth and eyes shut, and his tongue bound while making a knot. All robbers and wicked people will be bound and stay where they are. If he imagines the goddess and recollects the mantra when he travels on the road in a dangerous forest among thieves, the matron should perform the rite correctly, and he will not be seen, will not be seized, will not be bound, will not be stopped, will not be opposed, will not be enchanted, and so forth. During puja, he should recite the mantra 21 times over an unbroken cord that has been spun by a young girl and twisted into 3 strands. He should smear it with the blood of a boar and with bovine bezoar while reciting the mantra. He should insert his name into the mantra, make a series of knots, knotting the thread 21 times, tie it around his wrist or the hem of his robe, and pierce his ears with a boar tusk. When he travels, it is said that he will not be seen, will not be seized, will not be bound, will not be stopped, will not be opposed, will not be enchanted, will not be cut by a blade, will not be decapitated, and so forth. He should take the root and flowers of a boar's ear plant and bovine bezoar, crush it with realgar, using a boar's tusk when the moon is in the lunar asterism Pusha, form it into a ball, and let it dry out in the shade. When he meets a powerful great king, he should use it to make a bindi on his forehead, and the king will be enthralled. If he crushes and combines Jayanta fruit and white vidyā fruit together with bovine bezoar using a boar's tusk when the moon is in the lunar asterism Pusha, and makes a bindi on his forehead with it, any powerful great king will be happy and not wrathful when he sees him, and when he goes to battle, he will be victorious. He can enthrall the wife of a person in the court just by hitting her with an incanted powder made with the dirt from a bodily wound and eye rheum mixed with putrajari, avanachitika, rutanti, and dandotapala. If he encounters ashapakatika, kranta, shranti, lakshmi, rheum from a sore, rheum from the eye, and tears with the mantra, it will immediately enthrall all the king's wives. Tranta is identified as Vishnu or Vikrama. Prachanta is a plant that is always identified as Nugunma. Anapachiktika is identified as a plant that looks like the palms joined together. Ungunma, Dandotpala, and Saha can be used to enthrall a woman. He should make a powder with the roots of Shuryavata, Chakshusha, Indrahasta, Abhayahasta, sand, yellow soil, and conch shell, use tears to form a dough, and take it with alcohol, and his own harem will be enthralled. He should maintain the visualization of Blessed Mārīcī as a beautiful woman by bringing her to mind until the recollection of the deity is stabilized. Then he should use a blade to mix the base of a white giant milkweed stalk, madder, a newly hatched bird, and costus with the blood from a wound on his own body, and eye rheum, and form it into a pill, and it will enthrall the 3 realms. He should make a powder of a Shitashara pulses, Asakatasa, and red flowering Ashoka, and he will enthrall an unwed woman he does not know, who is difficult to subdue. If he performs the rite when the moon is in the lunar asterism Pusha using the seed mantra, it will enthrall any person he does not know. He should mix Radruti and Kshavaka and form it into a pill, take it with betel and a glob of crystallized sap from a teakwood tree, and the Lord of the 30 will enthrall one's own wife. If he mixes white durva grass and tawny durva grass with bovine bezoar and uses it to make a bindi on his forehead, he will enthrall the king with a mere glance. He should take cobra saffron and lotus filaments, red sandalwood, red lotus, blue lotus, realgar and bovine bezoar with palmyra, press it with baha perfume and Vishnu Vikrama, and fashion it into a pill with the blood of a boar while reciting Mārīcī's mantra. If he places a bindi on his forehead, on the crown of his head, and on his neck, heart, 2 hands, midsection and feet, he will become massive like a yaksha. He will take the form of whatever yaksha he wishes, and he will roam the earth. He also will not be seen, will not be seized, will not be bound, will not be stopped, will not be opposed, will not be enchanted, will not be cut by a blade, will not be decapitated, will not be injured, and will not come under an enemy's control. He should take the nostrils of a buffalo that have been burned in wood from a coral tree, the soil from a funeral pyre, ash, and the bracelets of a dead woman, and burn them in a fire kindled with wood that has been used to burn a corpse. He should extinguish it with the juice of the datura plant and form the powder into a pill, and he will instantly enthrall even the daughter of the Lord of Gods. If he makes a bindi on his forehead with a mixture of the Lord of Birds' discus, guarded by the Lord of the Gods, realgar, bovine bezoar, and rheum, he will enthrall her. He should make a dough with the Lord of Birds' discus, guarded by Indra, Anavati Jataka, Ngunma, and tears, and it will instantly enthrall a ruler's woman. He should combine a flower from the corpse of the dead husband of a newlywed bride, a flower that sits at the top of a pale scarlet mallow plant, and the ash of the fire in which the widow was burned. Simply by hitting a woman with it, she will come to his door. He should make a dough with Vishnu Vikrama, guarded by Indra, Lakrana, and Matula snake, mixed with Ngunma and tears, and when the moment of death has come, the Lord's wife will instantly be enthralled. Hold the 2 hands parallel with both palms, either pressed together or with an opening. Hold the ring fingers with the thumbs. Join the 2 middle fingers and curl both forefingers. Sit with the legs crossed and rest the hands at the navel. This is the absolute best hand mudra, and it should be used for all ritual actions. Superior people of great renown, middling ones, and even inferior ones, quickly attain siddhi with it, and their offerings are always successful. It brings great merit and purifies, it brings good luck and eliminates misfortunes, and it destroys all evil deeds. This hand mudra is a means to attain siddhi. The following is another application of the mantra. Visualize a golden boar and visualize Mārīcī on top of it, wearing a lower robe of white cloth and surrounded by a pack of boar. There is a chai chair in the middle, and she holds a flowering ashoka branch in her left hand. He should perform that visualization when faced with one of the great perils, while holding his robe at the heart. He should recite the mantra 7 times while tying it in a knot, and when he travels, he will have no fear of robbers and the like. Later, when he arrives somewhere safe, he can untie the knot. This is the mantra that binds mouths. Namo Ratna Trayaya, Namo Mārīcī Devata Hridayam, Avarta Yisyami Tadyata Om Vatali Vadali Varali, Varahamukhi Savadushtanam, Chaksurmukham Bandhani Svaha. And this is the mantra to be recited while tying the knot. Om Mārīcī Devatayai, Om Vadali Varali Varaha Mukti, Sava dushta pradushtanam granti bandamo svaha. He should tie 7 knots, or tie an individual knot for however many people have been captured and taken as slaves, and they will be released right before him. Homage to the 3 jewels, homage to the perfect victors. I will explain the way to worship Mārīcī, the ocean of wisdom. He should visualize the mantra as completely empty, as the syllables are extracted and quickly arranged. The wise one should observe the initial vowel as it rotates at his heart, and a moon disk emerges from it. The seed syllable rests on it, and has a golden hue as if it is on fire. He should visualize that this divine fire blazes and flickers as it covers the threefold world. He should visualize that the seed syllable divides into the initial consonant of the second class and the 4th vowel. That is the first visualization he should perform of Mārīcī in union with ultimate reality. Mārīcī sits on a lotus moon seat, wearing her various garments, and abounding in erotic sentiment and the like. She is adorned with 4 arms. Her left hands hold a noose and branch. Her right hands hold a vajra and hook. She grants siddhi when the mantrin holding the hand mudra at his heart sees her. He should finish the self-generation using the generation and completion stages and perform the visualization while reciting the 100-syllable mantra. Then, during the 3 divisions of the day, he should perform 1,000 wrathful fire offerings. There will be a miraculous sign on the full moon, and she will bestow the siddhis. When the maṇḍala trembles, he should perform a vast offering and recite the mantra 1,008 times. If he does this, he will undoubtedly attain siddhi. After that, there is a practice for another of Blessed Mārīcī's rites. He should add the target's name in the middle of the syllable mam in 2 bowls and fill the bowls with ash. Wrap them with yellow thread. Seal the top bowl to the bottom bowl with a vajra and place it in a secret location. He should recite the following root vidyā to Vadali and the others 1,008 times, and the target will travel wherever they wish, free from all manner of perilous situations and worry. Tadyata akamasi makamasi umamasi vanamasi udayamasi gulmamasi chivaramasi mahachivaramasi antadanamasi svaha. Namo ratnatrayaya tadyata om arali halokani sakalo savamurti raksha mam savabaye bali om Mārīcī devatayai. Varali varahamukhi savadushta pradushtanam mukham bandhanam kuru svaha. The practitioner's name should be written with the command inside the aforementioned seed syllable, and the 8 vidyādaras should be inscribed with the root mantra around the circumference of the seed syllable. He should do this inside the heads of the letters for all of them. He should wrap it 3 times and write it on birch bark with saffron for a man and bovine bezoar for a woman. The vidyā holder can also write it on his robe and wear the vidyā, and he will be protected from all manner of perils. The gods, asuras, and others will not be able to harm them, and they will attain the mantra siddhi should they so desire. If he wants to bind wicked people, he should write the target's name clearly with the command bandhavin in the middle of the aforementioned second seed syllable and place it in a vessel with a lid filled with a powder of ash. He should place it in a remote location, and it will bind those wicked beings. To kill them, he should write the syllable Om on a piece of cloth from a charnel ground and bury it there. To make him self invisible, he should write his own name in the middle of the aforementioned seed syllable, and he will see a sign resembling a blue mist. As he recites the 100,000 syllable mantra, the mist will spread, and it will look as if the sky is ablaze. From then on, he will not encounter any obstacles anywhere.